Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany. Please subscribe. I do mommy videos like cleaning and just lifestyle videos with a few vlogs. Today though, I'm just going to be sharing my testimony. God has brought me through such a mess, and you know, I am going on 6 years sober today. He saved my life, and I just want to share with y'all in hopes to maybe give you hope, because I know a lot of situations, you know, like a lot of families have addiction in them, whether, you know, it's you or someone you love. It's like everybody struggles with it, it seems like. So my baby just woke up, of course, right when I start filming this, so I may try to hold her. But okay, so I grew up in church from the time I was a baby to, you know, I was in high school. My parents had me in church every Sunday, twice on Sundays, once on Wednesdays, and we never missed unless we were sick or on vacation or something like that, you know. So I knew right from wrong at a young age. I knew hell and heaven, and I knew I didn't want to go to hell. So I accepted the Lord as my Savior, like super young, probably around 8 or so. And I just was really active in church after that, and I knew who God was, but I guess I didn't really get that personal relationship with Him that I needed. Because, okay, so fast forward now, I was super active with the youth group, but whenever I got in high school, and even a little bit before that, I was pretty rebellious, and my parents, they just, you know, wanted to protect me, and they were super strict, and I was wanting to see what was out there. So, you know, there would be friends of mine whose parents weren't as strict, and I would go hang out with them, and so I would just start hanging out with guys, and then we would drink a little bit, and then, you know, the next thing I was smoking weed, and then the very next drug I did was crystal meth, and I just got so bad off on that stuff. My senior year of high school, I had to quit my softball team, which I had played softball every summer and every year from the time I was 4 years old through then, and to have to quit my senior year, I felt like, you know, that was the only thing I really had going for me, and I didn't care about anything at all after that. I mean, like, I had kind of lost my care before that, but so, okay, so my baby's awake. I'll be right back. For the next 10 years, I just got hooked on every drug that there was, back to back to back. I experimented with everything that was out there, just about, and I was just trying to fill a void in me with, you know, whatever I could, and it was not filling because I needed God. So, you know, whenever I was 25, I decided to go back to church and rededicate my life because I just wasn't happy. I was a miserable person. I was miserable to be around. I was just angry, you know, and I was just not right. So I said, I know what I need. I need God. So I went to church. I went up and I rededicated my life to the Lord, and I truly meant it. And I just never separated myself from my friends, and I continued working in the same places, and therefore I just fell quickly right back into the same stuff, and I was hooked still, you know, like I was hooked on pills at this point, and I thought that because they were prescription pills that it wasn't as bad, wasn't as mind altering, you know, so I could kind of keep my sanity a little bit more. But I was hooked on pills, and this continued for a couple more years, and I just needed pills every day to function, to go to work, to live my life. I needed something, and I just was still miserable, you know. So somewhere in between 25 and 27, probably like around 26, I started living with my aunt and my uncle, and they knew, yeah, my baby's smiling at me, but she's being so good. You are. But they knew that I was still doing stuff, but they were just kind of letting me just live my life. They had faith in me. I think that they believed in me, and they knew that I would find my way, and they were just kind of giving me that freedom with a safe place to stay, because I had been going from couch to couch and staying with, you know, whoever I could. I didn't have my own place. So anyways, I was still unhappy. I was still ruining any relationship you know, I was gonna ruin it. So I was just like doing crazy stuff. And I remember talking to my Aunt Lita one night, and I just remember her coming in my room and sitting down with me and just praying and calling out to God, just asking him to open any doors that I need to have opened. And I mean, like, not long after that, my cousin, who I had issues with, we reconciled, and he had given his life over to God to become a pastor, and he ended up meeting up with me. So we sat down around a bonfire one night where a friend of mine kind of hooked it up to where we could meet, and he told me about this place called Teen Challenge, and I just knew that it was a recovery program. I knew that it was I had to be there for a while, and it was faith-based. So I ended up agreeing to go to this place, and God just opened door after door after door for me to get there. I literally found out about it, and then not even a week later, I walked into the doors of Teen Challenge. And if you don't know what Teen Challenge is, I kind of just told you, but it's a 13-month, the one that I went to is a 13-month recovery program. It's an in-house treatment center where they don't give you anything but God, and they just let God do the work. They just, you take a lot of Bible classes, and you spend a lot of time in prayer, and just kind of healing. A lot of healing goes on there. But it is a free program if you don't have the money, and if you do, it's like very little. It was $1,000 for 13 months. So, I mean, you can't beat that. And then if you don't have it, you tell them that, and they will get you in there. But, so on, let's see, September 25th of 2012, it's been so long now. So on that day, I went into Teen Challenge. I got on my knees, and I just called out to God. I was like, Lord, I'm here. Like, I don't know what to do, but you got me here, so help me. And from that day forward, God just took control of my life. He was there with me every step of the way. I went that whole program with just about without getting into any kind of trouble. There was a few things here and there, that God had to work stuff out of me. But I graduated that program November of 2013, and I stayed on to work there for a few months because I knew that I wasn't ready to come home. Yeah, I wasn't ready to come home. So, let me get my baby. Alright, but anyways, yeah, so I wasn't ready to come home yet, so I stayed on to work, and then from November to January, my aunt who I was living with had passed away, so I came back home for her services. And while I was here, I was like, I don't want to go back. I want to be with my family, like, I can do this. I can stay away from the people in my life. Like, I know I have the tools now to do what I need to do to stay off of drugs and to just continue living my life. I had 16 months behind me at that point, almost, of sobriety. And I went back there, and I told them, I was like, okay, it's time for me to go home. They did everything they could to try to get me to stay, because a lot of times, addicts can't go back into the environment that they were in before and actually, do good. She dropped her bippy. I came back here and got involved with my church, and I mean, like, not long after that at all, probably like 4 months, I met my husband, and I met him online. As like, I wasn't hanging out with any of my old friends. The church that I was going to didn't have very many people my age, singles. So I just decided to get online, and I went to christianmingle.com, and he was on there, but he didn't pay his membership, so I didn't get to talk to him on there. I ended up getting on Plenty of Fish, and we started talking. And our first date, like, I literally cried on the way home because I knew that he was the man that God had for me. It was so weird. He probably thinks I'm crazy, but it's so true. But he is in recovery too. He had been through several recovery programs, and he finally gave his life to God, and he had been sober for some years, and he was just pretty much sitting over here waiting on me, praying for me, and he didn't even know me yet. But we met, and we got married 10 months later, and I mean, we've been married for 3 years now. We have this beautiful little baby girl who's still in her night clothes, and God has just blessed us so much. He works at a church. He is a videographer, and he works full-time in the ministry, and then he also has a wedding videography business. You know, the Lord has just blessed us. I'm about to be a stay-at-home mom as of the end of this month. But, you know, God has just restored so many relationships. My parents, who I just let down, and I didn't have any kind of relationship with them at all. God has just completely restored all of that, and He has just made a way. He has just blessed us abundantly, y'all. God can do it, and I am living proof that He can, and He has just set me free. I'm a new creation. I'm not that same person that I used to be, and I'm just so thankful that, you know, God picked me out of the mess that I was in, and, you know, placed my feet on a solid rock, gave me the tools that I need to be able to live my life and be a functioning member of society again, and just have a life, you know, because the drugs had consumed me. You know, I was living for nothing. I was just like a walking zombie. I was miserable all the time, and paycheck to paycheck, just constantly spending all of my money on drugs that I needed just to go be able to function at work, you know. But I don't have to live like that anymore. I am a child of God, and He has just set me free. Like I said, I am, you know, I've been delivered, and it's just, God is just so good, y'all. I mean, like, look at this. Look at this baby. Will you give mommy a kiss? There is hope. You know, that's all I really wanted, is to just share the hope of Jesus Christ, you know, with you. If you'll receive it, it's there. And if you have any questions, or, you know, want to talk about whatever, you know, we can talk, and I can give you information about Teen Challenge. They're all over the United States and all over the world. But my baby's getting fussy. Well, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and end this video, and I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope that you will like this video. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't. Hey, alright, let me go feed this baby. Talk to y'all later. Say bye-bye. Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You have made us white as snow.